Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Soccerworld Gameweek predictions. This is Gameweek 24, and this is the fourth week that we are doing these round of predictions.
Sorry we missed the
With
last
us,
part. We're clearly slacking off. Um, Not enough work rate and all that jazz.
yeah, we've had some issues with that, but hopefully we're back on track. And with us, we have resident Spurs fans, Mustafa, and we have, as usual, Thivian joining us. How you doing, guys?
I mean,
All
retrospectively,
right.
all right, yeah. I mean, as we all know, we're a uni club as well. We have a thing called Reading Week, which is pretty much a break from all the schoolwork that we have, and we can catch up on work and everything. So, yeah. I mean, we call it like a thing to catch up. Pretty much, it's a little vacation for ourselves. So yeah.
Yeah, some de-stress, I guess. So, okay, let's just jump right into it. First up, we have Leicester versus Liverpool, which is arguably the game of the week. So,
What do you mean the game of the week?
Mustafa,
Okay,
what's up?
what? We're not
Bro,
talking about Mets. This guy's
Okay, let's look
violating you. They're violating you
at the
already.
table, bro. Look at the table. It's like second
Wow,
versus
no, nobody
fourth.
cares about Liverpool. We're already done. We're already done with the. I don't think. If anything, it's more like an extended, like what is it? Extended preseason for next season, isn't it? Um,
Guys are fake fans.
but anyways, no, but it sucks that I just want to say it on a personal level as well. As a Liverpool fan, and especially seeing what has happened with Klopp and everything. Apparently on the 19th that she did pass away, and then the news came out a little bit later. Um, which absolutely sucks, and it's absolutely horrible. And I looked at that celebration against Spurs as well, like the first goal against Firmino, and it did mean a lot more. So yeah, that's the reason
Yeah,
why I'm
obviously,
kind of like
those
a little
the
bit,
Klopp's fam.
yeah, a little bit more laid back now, knowing all this and everything. But yeah, I don't know. Like you wanna give your prediction first? We usually let the guests, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, Mustafa, gonna go ahead first.
I don't have much expectations from Liverpool. I think Leicester is still a really strong club. I am expecting I'm expecting 2-1 to Leicester.
Ooh.
2-1. Yeah, that's Liverpool were in trouble recently. So, Vivian, what do you got to say about that?
I gotta say about that is it was absolutely atrocious, and if we're just looking at the game and not like the whole thing, it was absolutely atrocious at Anfield. Losing three in the bounce, horrible. Coming into this game now, hopefully mentally speaking, they shouldn't feel too much pressure and everything. And regardless of how bad it is, we still have. I mean, from now we actually have a pretty okay away record now. Apparently, like most Premier League teams this season, and against Leicester we usually do okay, even if we're in a rough patch and everything. Um, it's very difficult as well because it's a very hard game and we're not in the best of forms. However, I'm gonna be quite bold and I'm gonna instead of 2-1 to Leicester, I'm gonna say 2-1 to Liverpool.
2-1 to
Despite
Liverpool.
the injury
Yeah,
issues as well. I'm just saying. I mean, I know that we have injury issues as well, but we did manage to beat Spurs and West Ham.
true.
Anything's possible in
I
football.
mean, yeah, I mean that part is true. Personally, I feel like against Leicester, Liverpool often turn up. You saw at the beginning of the season when they played the first time, people were doubting
That was
Liverpool,
shocking.
and there was
Like
a
not
lot
in a
of
bad way, but
questions
a good
about.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, they just turned them over. So yeah, I mean, keeping that in mind, and I mean, you said Liverpool's better now away, but they're the 10th best away record in the league, so they're still not really that good.
Well, I mean,
And
if you look at this month, I'm saying. I mean,
yeah, okay. And then they have Fabinho missing for this game too, so
hold on. Let me think of the
I'm
fixtures
not.
actually this month. Okay, we played what is this? Okay, Southampton away. Okay, that was a loss. Then we played home against who? I forgot. I think it was two other home fixtures and then two away fixtures. So yeah, our away record is better, at least from last month, than our home record.
Yeah, I mean, short term, sure. Yeah, but personally, I think it's gonna be a draw. I'm gonna go 2-2 because I feel like Leicester always, whenever you expect them to come up big, they fall short. So, and coupled with Liverpool's problems, it's gonna be a draw. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2-2. Next up, we have Crystal Palace versus Burnley. Our guest will go first, Mustafa.
I don't know how good Burnley has been. I know that they started pretty decent, but they fell short. I'm gonna give 3-0 to Crystal Palace because I know that
Mm,
Palace is good enough to pull that kind of a victory.
damn, that's a
Could be
bold shot.
2-0 or 3-0.
Damn.
Oh, what are you gonna go with 3?
2. I'll go with 2. 2-0.
Okay, that
Same
that makes
bet.
more
Same.
sense actually. Um, I think genuinely like Crystal Palace have been, generally speaking, Crystal Palace when it comes to their games, they're really usually low scoring games. Obviously we've seen a lot of like big anomalies like against what is it Leeds, even like Manchester United, a lot of games where they did have big scores and everything, but usually they're really famous for able to keep a 1-0 lead. And I feel like it's going to be one of those games where they score one goal and they're going to just defend really well and be sound. I mean, Burnley could cause problems for them as well. They have done it before with many teams, even though they haven't been the best this season comparatively to last seasons and the seasons before. Um, I'm gonna say 1-0 to Crystal Palace.
1-0 to Crystal Palace. Right, right. Yeah, I think that Burnley they've been struggling a lot goal wise. I think they have one goal in their last 4 or 5 games. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, they scored last week, and overall the record's pretty bad. And
Yeah, yeah.
Palace, even though they lost to Leeds last week, I feel like they're good enough, and they've been sort of their goals have been drying up. But Ezzy, I think he's gonna be the key this week, and I think they're gonna grab a couple goals.
I mean,
So
you have him in your
two
fantasy
nil for
team,
me as well.
so.
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Oh, you don't have him
He's
in your
out.
fantasy team? Oh, why did you leave the guy, man? I thought he was your
I got I
boy.
got I got Foden for him, bro.
Yo, you got wow, what a traitor! I thought you were a loyal Eze
Upgrade.
fan, bro.
No, no, no.
Wow,
Only
what a
points. Loyal
guy,
to
fam.
points. Oh, okay, next up. Oh, this would be a game Mustafa would have a lot to say about. We have the league leaders, Man City, up against Jose's Tottenham. How do you feel, bro?
I don't feel good.
Yikes, that bad,
This
huh?
is this is a big picture. Not only for like obviously it's a big picture for both the teams because it's two big teams colliding and it's Pep versus Jose. So
Yep.
I don't know where to go with this.
You
My
know,
initial guts are saying 2-0 to Spurs, which is which is crazy because Spurs have not been great recently, but the past two games Spurs has been really good.
hmm
They have turned up. I don't know what Jose has done. Spurs has been crazy the past two games. They
Yeah.
did lose to Everton, but I think the attacking power with how Jose can balance that with the um laid back defensive kind of mindset, I think Spurs can pull a 2-0 victory because Pep always struggles against Jose.
Jeez.
And this is a bold claim, but I'm going with it. 2-0 to Spurs.
I love that. I love that. Backing your team, bro. That's how you go.
of course you do, fam.
Nice, nice.
Can't say your team's a loss, even though it is.
Yeah. Hey, be nice,
um,
okay?
a wise man once said that a win against City wasn't that big. I wonder who it was though.
Oof, oof. Throwback.
Will it be the same this time around? We'll wait and see. But it's obviously different this time around. City now is find its footing. They learned from their mistakes. They're going up again. And it's sad to see. The only, I guess, limelight or saving grace from this is that they can't perform like this in the Champions League. Imagine if this bites me as well. It's like they clipped. There you go. Where are you at? But anyways, especially for the City boys, I think it's gonna be a different game. I think they look very resilient defensively as well, so they're not gonna be hit on the counter easily as they were before. So I think I'm sorry Mustafa as well, but I have to go and give it to City on this one. I'm gonna say it's a 3-1 win to City.
Okay. Do you really expect Spurs to score one goal?
Yeah, on the counter. they're gonna mess up once.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this game's history, and it's usually been built upon the fact that City have a leaky defense and Spurs just hit them on the break. But I think with the improvements they've made this time, I just don't see them conceding that easily, and they won't give a lot of chances to Spurs. Even though they have Kane and Son who are deadly, but I don't see it with their defense. I was noticing their game against Liverpool and the way they were closing down space whenever Liverpool tried to break, like it was pretty impressive. And I think that they're gonna win this time. And the scoreline I'm going with is 2-0 because yeah, I just see them keeping a clean sheet once again.
Mm-hmm.
I backed Spurs against Chelsea, but I don't think I'm gonna make the same mistake again. So
Can I
yeah,
just say as well
I'm
before
gonna
we
go
move
with
on as well? So we actually have like what is it? On our like Soccerworld news thing, we ask like, oh, who do we think we win, and we give like the like and everything. Can I just say how committed our group is, especially with like what is it? How we go with the predictions and everything. Obviously, for like the Spurs win, according to the Soccer World family, 3 people think Spurs is gonna win. For Man City, we have like I think 3, 4, 5, 6 people think Man City is gonna win, and the amount of emojis being used is absolutely super creative. Um, Especially how people don't want City to win, but yeah, and then
yeah,
obviously someone disliked the draw, but yeah. That's why I love our family, by the way. It's a brilliant
yeah.
family that we do
Big
have.
up to the family.
Big up the Soccer World fam. So yeah, let's move on.
Yep, yep. Okay. Next we have Brighton Brighton hosting Aston Villa. So that should be an interesting game. What are our
That's a
thoughts?
tough fixture. That's a tough fixture in my opinion. Um, I have to go with Brighton. Brighton has been amazing recently. They
No way.
defeated Spurs. They defeated Liverpool.
Yeah, they've been in a really
Although
good
it
run
was
of
just like
form.
although it was just like by one goal, but it's still a defeat. It's a big result, and the result is what matters.
Wow, that's an
I'm
amazing
I'm gonna go
shout.
with and they're playing home as well, so I'm gonna go with 1-0 to Brighton. I'm not taking anything away from Aston Villa. I think they're a good team, and they might prove me wrong, but considering Brighton's form, I have to go with Brighton.
Yeah, that's perfectly understandable.
Yeah,
Thivian.
Brighton, unbelievably, they were able to turn things. You know what's very interesting as well? According to XG, they would be relatively high in the table. Sorry, than they are right now. And it's
Yeah,
absolutely amazing that they're still kind of struggling and everything because they play great attacking football. It's just the issue that they can't hold a lead at times, and that's maybe a mentality thing they need to work on as well going forward. But you know that something's really being built on Brighton, and it's one of those clubs where it's one of the things clubs that you kind of appreciate as well on the side. It's like, oh yeah, it's that club that it's not particularly some people hate. It's the club that particularly people like on the side. So And obviously with Brighton's form, but I think with Aston Villa as well, they have been brilliant, brilliant again. And I can't stress enough how amazing they're able to turn things around. So
Yeah.
I think actually it's going to go on the ladder. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I think Brighton's going to score quickly and everything, and their ability to not being able to hold a lead and missing a lot of their or not taking their chances properly will haunt them, and Ollie Watkins will come with like an 80th minute score or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, okay. I see. Um, Personally, even though Brighton's been in amazing form and you see they've beaten a lot of big teams, I feel like Villa, the way they shut down Arsenal after scoring early, I think that was pretty impressive because Arsenal was piling on pressure the whole game and they were pretty resolute. And so even though Arsenal's a banter team, it was pretty impressive how they won that game. And I'm just gonna continue my trend of not betting against Villa. They're kind of like my second team, so I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Villa win. Yeah, I'm backing them to win.
Back in the villains.
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir. All right, up next we have a rematch of the FA Cup fixture. We just had this
Yep.
midweek Southampton versus Wolves. Jeez, a lot of players being rested, a lot of injuries. Let's see how this one goes, Mustafa.
Yeah. This is a tough one for me to decide because
Yeah, honestly.
both the clubs have not been performing good recently. Southampton's form in Premier League has been terrible, but in League Cups it's been pretty good. I think they've won all their League Cup games so far, but Premier League they've been terrible. On
Yeah,
the other hand, Wolverhampton, Wolves is not a bad team, and I think it might be a 1-1 or a 0-0 draw. I'm gonna go with the 1-1.
1-1.
They're both pretty good teams, but their forms have been terrible. So yeah, 1-1.
Yeah, yeah. It's fair shot. Thivian.
I think it's yeah, for Southampton they showed really good resilience, even though it wasn't enough to get them on the line against Newcastle. They have very exceptional players as well, and it's absolutely devastating that they did lose the way they did. Obviously, like people who are Portsmouth fans are absolutely enjoying the moment and relishing that moment as
Yeah,
well. You can see on their like Twitter page and whatnot.
Twitter.
Um,
Yeah,
but it has a draw written all over it, in my opinion. I think Southampton they're gonna draw this game, and then whatever game they have next, I don't know what game they have next. They're probably gonna maybe win that. So I'm gonna say same thing as Mustafa, 1-1.
yeah. 1-1. Yeah, I was watching their cup game and it was all right. And Southampton scored a late goal again to seal the game. But usually, Wolves arrested more players than Southampton, I'll add. And usually with these kind of fixtures, whatever the result is in the cup, I usually go for the reverse. So I think that Wolves is gonna win this one, and I think they'll be more fresh because Southampton had to bring on the one of the few players they benched, Che Adams, as well early on, so they didn't get a lot of rest. I'm assuming. So I'm gonna go with Wolves 1-0. Also considering Southampton's had so many injuries. So yeah, Wolves win for me.
All right.
Next up, ooh, okay. Next up, we have West Brom hosting United. Potential for some bold claims here. Let's see.
Nah, I I I don't expect much from United here. Honestly, it's a tough
United.
it's a tough fixture
Okay.
for them.
Okay.
But okay, in all honesty, United is really unexpected. Like I don't know what to expect from them, how they're gonna play.
As a wise
One game they
man,
might
one's
turn up. One game they might turn up, score 4 goals, 3 goals, and win that game, or 9-0. Or on the other hand, they might end up scoring 1-0 or even 1-1. And I feel that this is gonna be that 1-1 or 1-0 game.
A wise
Um,
man once said, "United is a bipolar team." So
yeah, I'm gonna go with it's gonna be a close game. I mean, not as
You want to
not
say it, bro.
statistic wise, but score wise, it's gonna be a close game. Uh, I'm gonna go with the 2-1 to United.
Okay, nice.
uh, yeah.
It was there.
I wanted to say 1-1, but I'm being
Yeah,
realistic here.
I know how
2-1.
bad you wanted to say it.
uh, I mean, honestly, this is one of those games where United are actually their attacking prowess is gonna help them. Um, and obviously they're very good, especially when teams are penned back and everything. They can cut around the corners and whatnot. And once they score that goal and everything, and the other team needs to come and attack them, then they open up, as you can see from Southampton as well. So I'm actually. It can either be really a boring game or it's going to be a really exciting one. And because I want to win this thing and whatnot, I'm going to be very bold. I'm going to say 5-0 to United. Why not?
Oh, ooh, five. Shit. I don't even think as a United fan I'm expecting us to score five.
Well, you didn't expect it against Southampton, and look what happened.
Uh, to be honest, I said we'd score four, but we
Oh,
scored
yeah,
nine.
well, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't expect nine. Yeah, but for this game, I mean, I look at the reverse fixture and we struggled so much. We won 1-0, and it was a dead game. And West Brom, they just refuse to play football, so I really don't like watching their games.
Yeah,
And
but you got to take into consideration as well. Like ever since Sam Allardyce came, they actually conceded a lot more goals, even though they
yeah,
were supposed
yeah,
to
that's true.
repair the defense, which was
Sure.
crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna back us to score more than one goal. But I think that we've entered this kind of phase where we score and then we score a couple of goals and then we like to just sit and relax. Unlike
One,
Southampton, that was an anomaly where we just destroyed them. But I don't think we'll do that this game. I think it'll be 2-0 for us, and
You're gonna
we'll
say
keep a
something,
clean sheet.
Mustafa?
yeah.
Yep.
One thing I want to mention, I just looked it up.
Hmm.
In a manager head-to-head, there has only been one game between Big Sam and Ole.
Yeah.
And guess who won that one game?
Big Sam.
Yep. 1-0 to West Brom. I'm changing. No, I'm
Oh!
joking. I'm joking.
Oh,
No. I'm
Bro,
joking.
I'm
2-1.
also
2-1 to
putting
United.
it. Okay.
man's
Jesus.
used the
Okay.
head to head. Shit. All right.
Yo, it counts, bro. If a manager has their number, who knows what can
Yeah.
happen.
And it's Big Sam. Come on.
Yeah. Don't doubt the big guy. Okay. Moving on. This game should be a cracker, bro.
Oh wait, what was your
Arsenal versus
score?
mine. Two
Yeah.
nil to
Oh,
United.
2-0, 3-0.
Two two
Oh, 2
two.
0. Okay.
Up next we have Arsenal versus Leeds. Now this one should be exciting. Goals. I expect goals.
The revenge of Pepe versus Alioski. Let's go.
Yep. How are we feeling?
I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna say the score.
Jesus, animosity.
3-2 to Leeds.
Oh,
Damn.
very close to what I was gonna predict, but damn, nice.
You know what? Arsenal tends to be the first for things. You know what I mean? Like they're that team that's like you're the first for that. You know, like
Yeah.
the first team to win against it in such a long time, for example. The first team to for a player to score a hat trick for Mino. First for many things, and I think that in terms of the established top six, um, there'll be the Leeds. Leeds will be no. This will be Leeds' first team to beat in like the established top six. So I think it's gonna be 3-1 to Leeds.
Oh wow. We're all leaning towards the Leeds wins here. 3-1. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, I can't fault you guys for these because I do expect goals, and Leeds are gonna come at Arsenal, and I think Arsenal is gonna be actually happy because they are so bad against low blocks. So they have players like Auba, Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Odegaard. They're gonna enjoy playing on the break, so they're gonna get their fair share of chances as well. So I'm gonna go for a high-scoring draw on this one. I think it's gonna be a 2-all. Me personally. Yep.
Fair, fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Up next we have Everton versus Fulham. Everton had a tough midweek cup game, as Mustafa knows.
Yeah.
So let's see how they recover from that.
Uh, I'm gonna say easy 3-0 to Everton. Like, there's no doubt. Fulham is shit. There's no arguing with it. Fulham has been terrible.
Wait, I should add that
This is an
Everton has injuries. If you don't know, like DC,
yeah.
Dominic
It's okay.
Calvert,
Gilfie is
so
playing, right? Gilfie's okay.
yeah, he's playing.
Yeah. 3-0. 3-0 to Everton.
Okay,
Maybe
fair enough.
3-1, but I'm gonna go with 3-0. Everton has been like really good um, from what we saw against the Spurs game. They took
Yeah,
their
yeah,
chances. So yeah,
true.
easy win for Everton.
Okay, nice, nice. Thivian.
So disappointed to see them doing well and then us doing shit. Uh, it's crap. Um, what is it? I think with Fulham, like I said before, they at least put in effort this time around compared to last time when they were promoting everything. They did. They just wasn't in the runs. You know what I mean? They weren't putting an effort in and
Yeah,
all that. So I actually think it's gonna be close. I think Everton's still gonna win, and they're gonna win 2-1.
2-1. Okay, 2-1. Yeah, at Fulham they dug deep against West Ham as well. Even the West Ham had a red card, but they held on for a 0-0. And I think that Everton is gonna win this game, but they were exhausted after that Spurs game, and with Dominic Calvert Lewin out, I think it could affect them, but they'll still grab 2 goals, I think, and they'll keep a clean sheet against Fulham, even though actually no, their defense is not that good, so I think Fulham will score one. I'm gonna go with Davian score 2-1 to Everton. Uh, okay, next we have West Ham versus Sheffield.
It pains me to say this, but this is a West Ham dub. Again, Sheffield has been poor. They've been poor whole season. They did start good, but I'm gonna go with wait, let me see one thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Meanwhile,
Yeah, welcome,
Davian
Reza.
is he?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, welcome.
You want to turn on your camera,
But
mate? Obviously he's late for the show and everything. He was supposed to come here originally, but man, yo, welcome regardless, man.
Whoops.
So what we'll
uh,
do actually is we'll actually like come back to the Reza. You want to turn on your camera and everything so everybody can see you?
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Yeah. So Reza, we'll
yeah,
we'll come
yeah,
back
well,
to like the scores like beforehand, and we'll take everything right now, and then we'll come back to you for like the other scores.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No
yeah.
worries.
We can just continue with the fixtures right now, and then the ones that are left, you can just give them a rundown, like one by one each game. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
So wait, what did you say,
So
Mustafa?
he's
Yeah,
still looking.
I'm going with 3-1 to West Ham.
3-1 to West Ham.
3-1 to yeah.
Okay.
It seems reasonable because Sheffield is not a terrible side. They can still like bag a couple of goals. I'm going with a 3-1. 3-2 or 3-1.
3-1. You said though.
Yeah.
Okay. Davian.
I'm gonna go with the narratives this time because Sheffield tends to do well against, or at least to the turn of the year, against United teams. They beat Manchester United. They beat Newcastle United. They will definitely beat West Ham United 2-1.
Damn. Okay. West Ham.
Bold prediction. There you go.
Bold prediction. Reza, since we have you on now, do you wanna go ahead with West Ham versus Sheffield? Your score prediction?
Yeah, of course. Um,
Yeah.
Going into the game, is it on Saturday? I believe, right?
One sec.
Sunday.
I will let you know.
It's
West
on
Ham versus
Sunday.
Sheffield is on. It's Monday.
Oh, it's Monday.
Monday?
Okay, so it's one of the late
Monday.
games.
Yep.
Um, Looking at both teams and how their season has gone so far, West Ham looks like they could be challenging for top six, maybe top seven. Um, Especially with the emergence of players like Thomas Suchek, Vladimir Kufal, and so on and so forth. As for Sheffield, they tend to do well against bigger teams. They play very organized and set up a low block to defend well, especially from set pieces. But I think West Ham will be a tough test for them, and I expect both teams to fight for a result, but at the end it'll be a 1-1 draw between both teams.
1-1 draw. Okay, I
Yeah,
like that. Sheffield really do need help right now, though. Even though I
They
think
do.
that their season's pretty much done.
They need
They're
a
way too
miracle,
far
man.
back.
You.
Yeah. Yeah. All as much as I want to say that Sheffield is gonna get a win here, I don't see it coming. And West Ham, even though they drew against Fulham last game week, their result against Villa before that was pretty impressive, and they've just been on a really good run of form before that even.
I think they rested the goat
They
as well. They rested Ling Goat.
Yeah, yeah, of course he didn't play and he had a really impressive debut. So a force with informed Suchek, I think they're gonna grab a win. I'll go 3-1 to West Ham.
hmm
Okay. Next up we have Chelsea versus Newcastle. Newcastle, I'll let you guys know Wilson is out for I believe 6 to 8 weeks. So
Rip.
in my opinion, that's their season done. But yeah, Mustafa, you go ahead.
When I made that video, my reaction for the Chelsea game, I said that over there as well. Chelsea is gonna look good against smaller teams, but they're gonna struggle against big teams. Newcastle is a smaller team. I'm expecting Chelsea to score 4 goals, 4-0, easy dub. And Tuchel has that attacking mindset, so he's gonna try and get in there and try to prove something.
Damn, 4 goals. They've yeah, they haven't scored a lot recently, but they've kept clean sheets, so it's a good shout. Thivian, how do you feel?
To add on to that, I think it's the issue is they don't have like that, or they don't have like the system where they have like a certain guy that can penetrate like that defense and like run off. Because I remember in the Dortmund days that was Aubameyang's role in the Dortmund side. And if you've seen in PSG, they tend to have like Mbappe and Neymar to kind of make those like inward runs and whatnot across like between the defenders and whatnot. And I don't particularly think they have that, or they haven't been practicing that um, during the time at Chelsea right now. So I think it's actually going to be a low scoring game, but because it's Newcastle as well, I don't think you can expect much, especially with their injuries right now.
Yeah,
Crazy. So I think it's just going to be a 2-0 win to Chelsea. Yeah.
2-0. Okay, Reza, you wanna go ahead?
yeah, of course. I just checked the news. It turns out Newcastle have a ton of injuries. Three new injuries recently added to the list. And apparently they will only have 16 players available for that game.
Oh my God.
16 pair. Oh,
Yeah, which is really tough for Newcastle.
big rip.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you might have to expect a bit of rotation for them. Um, on paper, it seems like a fairly simple game for Chelsea. It's obviously at home at Stamford Bridge. Sure, there's no fans, but Chelsea clearly have the advantage with their fitness and their recent form of picking up points again. So I'm gonna go with uh 4-1 Chelsea.
4-1 Chelsea. Okay, I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us see anything other than a Chelsea win here, and
Mhm.
with Newcastle's injuries and stuff, and especially without Wilson, I don't think they have much of a goal threat either. Chelsea's kind of been laboring through their games. Like they keep clean sheets, they score a couple goals, but it doesn't seem that fluid to me yet. So I don't they haven't clicked yet for me, and I think they're just gonna get the job done in a professional manner. I'm just gonna go with a 2-0 Chelsea win.
Nice.
Yep, yep. Okay, now we're heading into the double game week fixtures. City's second fixture of this game week, we have Everton versus Man City. Mustafa, you go first.
Oh, Everton versus Man City. Okay. I expect 2-0 to City. I don't think Everton is gonna let more than 2 goals in. They're
Hmm.
just gonna play for their pride, and I don't think they can penetrate City's defense because City's defense has been amazing recently. Although they managed to score 5 goals against Spurs, but that's Spurs. So I'm going with a 2-0 to City.
Okay, okay, fair enough. Thivian,
Um,
you're up.
the thing is though, because I think City is gonna be up for the game against Spurs and everything, and then after that, the next match week, it Fulham is gonna be easier for Everton than Man City's for Spurs. But obviously, they're fighting. I feel like this is gonna be a grit and grind game this time around.
Mhm.
And if Robert Calvert-Lewin does come back, or if any of the players do turn up, I think there is a goal for Everton. But I do think at the end of the day, it is going to go to City, and I think it's going to be a 2-1 win to City.
2-1. Oh, you're backing Everton to score, huh?
Yeah, one goal.
Nice, nice. Reza, you're up.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. So looking at the last couple of games that Everton and City have played, it's interesting about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everton have failed to win against City in their last 6 games, home and away. Right.
Rip.
Um. It's a long streak for sure. Um. But I think Everton have somewhat of what it takes. To potentially get a point against City. Um. So I think I'm gonna go for a surprising prediction, and I'm gonna put 3 to Everton for this game.
Yo, let's make it happen.
Oh,
They
I
have a
pray,
chance. You never know.
pray.
mad.
That would
Yeah,
be perfect, to be honest.
yeah,
But but yeah, this game, it's tricky because usually you would kind of base this game's prediction on the previous game that City would play and Everton would play, kind
yeah.
of give you a better idea. But since we're
Mhm,
doing this beforehand, and I predicted City to beat Tottenham, I think they're gonna continue their winning form. And Everton, their defense is leaky, and they do have goals in them. And Calvert-Lewin should be back by then, I believe.
mhm.
But no, actually, I think he might miss that game. I'm not 100%
It's
sure.
apparently his injury on FPL. It's his 50% chance he'll come back. So maybe he might come back against City. We'll wait and
Hmm.
see. That's the worrying part. You can't really.
I'm just gonna assume that he doesn't play this game, and I'm gonna go for 3-1 to Man City. 3-1. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, now we have our final game of this week: Burnley versus Fulham. Not the most exciting game, but
No one, you know how they have like pay-per-view stuff, right? This is the game that you don't want to pay per. Like who
this is a
genuinely.
under part that you always skip.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a dead game. But yeah, uh, let's get on to it, Mustafa.
Yeah, I don't expect much from Fulham. I mean, I did predict that Crystal Palace is gonna beat Burnley, but And also Crystal Palace, sorry, Burnley is getting one more day off than Fulham. So yeah, this seems like an easy victory for Burnley, but I don't know by how much. So I'm gonna go with 1-0.
1-0. Yeah, it's probably what I'm thinking too. Thivian, how do
Two
you feel
one,
about this?
2-1 to Burnley, and
Two one to
because
Burnley.
like they're obviously looking for points as well. This is an opportunity for them to get points, so they're gonna definitely take points from here.
Yeah, fair, fair. Reza, are you gonna join the Burnley train too?
Yep. I'm gonna say 3-0 Burnley. They played last time in January, I think in the FA Cup fifth round or fourth round that it was. And Burnley won 3-0 against Fulham. So I'm gonna go 3-0 Burnley.
Okay, fair, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Burnley win as well, but it's kind of it's a midweek fixture, and I think Burnley, they once they score, they're not gonna wanna be that ambitious, and they're not gonna open themselves up, so they're just gonna hang on. I'll go for a 1-0 Burnley win. Yep. Okay, that's okay for three of us. That's all of the fixtures. But Raza, if you want, I can just list down the fixtures, and then one by one you can give your preview
Yeah,
for the
sure. Yeah,
games.
I can do a quick,
Yeah. Yeah.
speed run.
Perfect.
Yeah, of
So
course.
first up, we had Leicester versus Liverpool. How do you
Leicester
feel about?
versus Liverpool.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Based off of the last five games that each team has played, both teams have struggled, but Liverpool seem more vulnerable. Especially with the injuries and the current situation. So I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Leicester one.
Thanks, Reza.
Sorry, but sorry, sorry.
It's all good,
Mustafa
I mean,
fair.
predicted
I'm
that as
I'm just
well.
looking at the situation, but anything can
No,
happen.
fair, fair, fair.
Yeah.
But Liverpool the underdogs. Next up, Crystal Palace versus Burnley.
Crystal Palace versus Burnley. Another mid-table team against a relegation team. Crystal Palace at home, they've been, very inconsistent. Some games they win, some games they lose. But I think against Burnley, it's a good chance for them to pick up points. So I'm gonna go with uh 3-1 Palace for this game.
I think
Yeah,
everyone got Palace to win this one.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, so next up we have another installment in the Jose Pep rivalry, City versus
Yeah,
Tottenham. Yeah,
City
big game.
versus Spurs. Yep, at the Etihad this time. Last time I
Yes.
believe Spurs won 2-0 at White Hart Lane.
Hmm.
But this time it's a much tougher task. It's an away game for them, and obviously, with their recent run of form and what's going on, I'm gonna have to pick City to win the game by a result of 1-0. It's gonna be very close, but
Oh, 1-0. Ooh.
Jeez. Watch Mustafa
No,
win
bro.
this
No, no,
whole
no, no,
thing
no, no. If,
with
if
the Tottenham
Spurs
one.
concedes one goal, they're gonna concede three more. Trust me.
Mustafa, watch out, Mustafa. If they do manage to win, he's gonna be coming in. He's gonna be big. He's gonna big up.
Hey,
You know
Yeah,
what I
hey,
mean? He's like, yeah.
hopefully, hopefully. I don't care if I get all the other predictions wrong. If I get this one right, fuck it.
that's it. Worth it. Okay, next we have Brighton versus the lads, Aston Villa, my second team.
This is similar to the Palace and Burnley game where it's like a mid-table team playing a relegation team or relegation bound really. Um,
Yeah.
I expect Aston Villa to win this comfortably. Obviously Brighton have done a lot of business in the transfer window, in particular with players leaving, either on loan or
Mhm.
permanent. So they have become slightly weaker in that sense. And I'm gonna go for a 3-0 Aston Villa away from home.
Three now, Aston Villa. Nice, nice. Okay.
Yeah, 3-0 Villa.
3-0 to Villa. Okay. Next up we have a repeat of the FA Cup game, Southampton versus Wolves.
Ooh,
Do you have
okay.
thoughts?
Southampton versus Wolves. Both teams have done okay. Uh, Obviously, Wolves have been unlucky from the start of the season, but Southampton had a pretty good season for the most part. except for recent results. Wolves look to be the better team based on the recent run of games, and the game is at St. Mary's, so I'm gonna have to go for a draw because it's kind of
Draw.
tough to pick out who would win. So I'm gonna say a 1-1 draw between both teams.
Yeah, their cup game was close too, although that was a like rested players. So yeah, no.
Of course,
Okay, next up we have West Brom taking on Man United.
5-0 United. I don't think
Oh,
I'm gonna have any doubts about this one.
Yeah, mate, that's the second
geez.
person that said it as well. I said 5 0 as well.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
our
I have no
optimistic.
hope for West Brom.
I
I
mean,
think
obviously, I'm wishing something
yeah.
else, but objectively, my objectiveness is
I
speaking.
sense some kind of jinxing at work here. This might end
But yeah,
badly.
5-0, guaranteed five
Yeah.
0
Okay, next up we have your team versus Leeds in what should be a pretty exciting goal scoring game.
Yeah, it's a battle of the mid-table teams, 10th versus 11th. Um,
Sad.
I don't know what to say, man. Like Arsenal, the last two games, they've been struggling because of referee decisions and obviously injuries and missing players and whatnot. But also Leeds have been very inconsistent this year. Uh, one day they can win 3-1 away at Leicester, and another day they lose 6-2 to United, right? Um,
Yeah,
and with Arsenal being at home, I'm gonna say a 2-0 win for Arsenal, a comfortable 2-0 win.
damn.
Guess what
Yo,
everybody else
back
said, by
Leeds.
the way?
Oh wow.
Everybody actually voted for a Leeds win.
I don't know. I went 2-0. I
Oh, you
went
went. Oh,
2-0.
okay. Zayn is the only one that given some leadway, but
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think they're both gonna score those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and definitely with the referee thing, the Wolves game was a disgrace. The couple
Yeah,
of
the
those.
Wolves game was yeah, very poor.
Yeah, I felt bad for them, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last game left is Everton versus Fulham.
Everton versus Fulham. Wow, Fulham again. Um,
Yeah.
on paper it seems like a pretty easy game for Everton, right? A good chance to pick up some points and move up the table. Uh, assuming that, teams like West Ham and Chelsea drop points. So I'm gonna say 3-1 Everton.
3-1 Everton. Yeah, okay. That wraps up all of our predictions. Jeez, we have a lot of different predictions here. This prediction game could go down to the wire. Yeah, but thank you all for joining us for this week, and hopefully next week we can have more members join in. It's always great having new guys, first timers join us, and
yeah, for
just we
sure.
encourage participation from the soccer world community. And this is how we're gonna grow. So I really appreciate it, guys,
Yes,
for
the
joining
soccer
us.
world, the best fam out there. If you guys are
Yeah,
watching this as well, and like you're not part of it, yo, what are you doing, guys? What are you doing with your life? You have to join us, fam. We are the best
yeah,
fam out there.
Thank
for
you for
sure,
having
for
us,
sure.
guys.
No problem. With that, we're gonna sign off, and good luck to you guys and your respective teams. Not Thivian though. I hope he doesn't get battered.
Vice versa,
Yeah.
mate. Vice versa, but we'll
Vice
see.
versa. Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.